The Racing Postcast in association with Paddy Power. They prize up all UK and Irish racing the night before.
Hi there, a very warm welcome along to the Racing Post Weekend Postcast. I'm Bruce Millington and I'm delighted to be joined by my Racing Post colleagues Graham Rodway and Paul Keeley, as well as from Paddy Power, Brendan Duke. We are going to get stuck in soon to a great weekend of racing, the highlight of which is the King George at Ascot, but there's also plenty more going on at Ascot, York and elsewhere, so the guys will mark your card with all the very best bets. First of all, though, let's just get a feel for how the guys are in terms of their form. Are you in hot punting form at the moment, G-Rod?
No, horrible.
Oh, no, what's gone wrong?
It's been a tough week, yeah.
Has it?
I thought that on Wednesday, the Otmore Poet was an absolute certainty for a handicap at Lingfield. And it beat the rest of the field by 12 lengths, but couldn't get anywhere near the 4-length winner. I was absolutely gutted about that. And then to top it all off, I went to Essex against Sussex last night in the cricket. Thought I'd have a bit of interest on Essex, 10 to 11 each of two. And of course, they got turned over by Sussex in a 12th race. So I kind of feel bang out of form, but let's hope that changes, eh?
Did you enjoy the 2020 though?
Yeah, it was a cracking night. Yeah. It's always a good atmosphere over
What'd
Chelmsford.
you pay for that? 25 quid?
Yeah, about 25, I think
Not
it
bad,
was.
is it?
And it's not one of the bigger grounds, obviously, but it's a really good atmosphere there.
Good, excellent. Kills, you've never been to a cricket match in your life, have you?
Oh, I have actually. I used
Have
to follow Surrey when I was a kid, and then I sort of grew up and realised what a rubbish sport cricket is and how dull it is, and gave up with it.
You've never been to 2020 then?
No, I can't watch cricket. I can't see anything anyway. You're miles away from it, aren't you? Like my eyesight when I'm getting old, mate.
But you certainly can answer the next one. Have you punted this week?
I have punted this week. I've punted terribly. Since Sunnunos fell at the last of Market Ways, and everything has just gone totally.
It wasn't going to win though, was it?
Totally pear-shaped. It was still finding. I mean, I like to tell myself it would have done, but it probably wouldn't. But I was on each way, so and just since then it's just gone absolutely pear-shaped. I forgot to back my nap on Wednesday, which bolted up.
I don't get that because every single race that happens, you have a bet on it. So how do you forget
I was
to back
getting
your
ready.
nap?
I was going out on the lash, wasn't I? And then I've got this little self-destruct button which I pressed rather heavily on Wednesday night. Ended up in a casino till 4 o'clock in the morning playing poker very badly. Raised 150 quid on something, and then when I got called, I sort of sheepishly turned over bugger all, and it just went like that for the rest of the night really. So I'm looking to get it all back, and I'm going to try and get me sensible head on for the next couple of days.
Excellent. And Brendan, are you punting well?
I went to Leopardstown last night. My wallet is lighter, but my heart is gladdened.
Oh, really? It was good, was it?
Well, I mean, it's always good, of
Isn't
course.
that impossible?
Well, no.
Whenever I
you
leave
see-
racing losing, I'm just miserable as sin.
No. You go to Leopardstown, the sun shines, the smell of barbecue in the air, scantily clad women as far as the eye can see. How bad can it be?
Well, I was there
And
the previous Thursday. There was no scantily clad women anyway. Must have
No, and there was a
run a
massive
mile
crowd
and they
last
saw
night.
me.
We're having a bit of a heat wave, but they probably all showed up to see Churchill. I mean, this horse, he's getting more handsome. He puts me in mind of that horse in The Godfather. You know, the horse that was too good looking to race. It ended badly for the horse.
Which
but,
one? The
one
Godfather,
that-
what? 1, 2 or 3?
I think it was the first one. They go and they chop the horse's head off, don't they? And it ends up in the bed with the owner.
Is that a racehorse? I thought it was just like a normal horse.
No, I think
I haven't seen it for ages.
Oh, okay. I think it was. But anyway, Churchill, I mean, I haven't got a great memory, but he must be the best looking 2-year-old I've ever seen.
Really?
He is just a magnificent looking
Excellent.
horse.
And what will he achieve next year?
Well, I don't. You see, I don't know how good he is, but he might be just doing enough. And that filly was very good yesterday as well, wasn't she? Promised to be true.
Yeah, she did look good. She did look.
I
I wanted to take her on because I thought she was a bit of a talking horse, but she did the talking.
And who was the band after racing last night, Brendan?
They were called the Booker Brass Band.
Right. They win any prizes with you for ability?
I didn't stay. I had a prior engagement.
Oh, did
you? So I had to go. But
They won the previous week. They were called something Garden. They were excellent. Really, really good. Very good. They were one to note. Put that in your band tracker.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's get stuck in now to the racing. Of course, no better place to start than the 4:30 at Ascot on Saturday. It's the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. And the Queen has got, well, she's not quite the favourite, but the joint favourite, Dartmouth. Is that not right, Brendan?
That is correct, Bruce. Joint favourite of 5-2 with Highland Reels, 7-2 Wings of Desire, 4-1 Erupt, 16-1 Sir Isaac Newton, a Pony Western Hymn, and 33 Second Step.
Right, before we do who's going to win, should we do it's not a very good race this year, is it, in terms of quality? Get that out of the way. Does anyone bothered about that, or should we just should we look on the bright side and say it's a 5-2 the field, competitive affair? Let's try and find the winner.
Just say that every year about this race, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It is a race. We've got to find the winner of it, and it is competitive. It wouldn't have been competitive with postponed in it. It would have been great to watch him hack up, but he's not there. So let's move on. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. And Graham, you can bat first.
Well, Dartmouth, I thought, wouldn't like the ground at Ascot when he beat Highland Reel, and I think he's a real fast ground horse. I expect him to confirm the form with Highland Reel, although Kilsey's going to disagree with me because we've had an argument about that already this morning. I'm not interested in either of them, though, because I don't think they're fantastic prices, and they're certainly not outstanding horses. I really fancy Sir Isaac Newton at a big price.
Pacemaker.
I'll be very, very surprised if he goes in pacemaker. He's unproven at the trip, and
nothing worse, though, is it?
Yeah, I know that is a bit of a gutner. Of course, unless they hold on and win, we have seen the odd one or two do that before, especially at Ascot. But no, he's a keen going type, and the question mark for me is the trip. I know that he's got to improve on form, but I'm not too concerned about that. He's always been hugely well regarded at O'Brien's Yard. I remember last year he was considered a Derby horse and was very disappointing. And I think he's finally getting his act together now. He was a good winner at the course a couple of starts ago, and I was impressed with him when he won last time in Ireland. He does need to improve, but I'm expecting that to come. But he needs to settle. It's a mile and a half. All of his best forms over a mile and a quarter. He's quite a keen going type, and there is a doubtful leaders in this race, whether there's going to be a strong pace. But if he does settle, I think he's got the potential to improve past these lot. I don't think they're that good.
G-Rod to tip the pacemaker. Who are you going for, Kills?
I'm going for the other Aidan O'Brien, but I don't agree at all that Sir Isaac Newton will be a pacemaker. I think he'll be in there on his merits. And the reason I don't think he'll be a pacemaker is I think Highland Reel will make all and win quite easily. He is a genuine Group 1 horse when when he's at his best. Now, when he was at Ascot, he got called quite a few names, probably deservedly so, by the way he hung his head in the air. But he doesn't like soft ground. Some nasty ones. Doggy to start with. He doesn't like soft ground. He was in a muck sweat at the start. He pulled furiously. The rider dropped the whip, and he still only got beat ahead. And there was a steward's inquiry. I wasn't of the opinion that he should have got the race, but he probably wasn't helped by the fact that he was being leaned on. And I just think that he is on his best form. He is a completely different horse on fast ground. Now he won. I think it was the Hong Kong Vase and Sha Tin. He beat Flintshire a length and a half. Now Flintshire is a 4-time Group 1 winner. He's finished second in 2 arcs, and he beat him very easily. He's won again. He won a Grade 1 in America just recently, Flintshire. And I think the Highland Reel that won that day, and the Highland Reel that bolted up by 5 1/4 lengths, having made all at I think it was Saratoga, might have been Arlington last year, is just better than these. And if he gets an easy lead on front, which is entirely plausible, I don't think they'll see where he goes.
But old Flintshire finished second of anything, won't he? Or certainly was the case.
He won a hell of a lot of races.
Yeah.
He won a hell of a lot of races. The only horses that beat him in the arc were Trev and Golden Horn.
Yeah, but he got beat by Pebbles Moon, didn't he, one time? I mean, that was a shocker. I mean, he should have thrashed that. So I don't think the Highland Reel's that good. I don't think Dartmouth's that good. I think Dartmouth will beat Highland Reel, and I think they'll both get beat.
Okay. Brendan, what do you think? While the lads bicker away.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Highland Reel, or Highland Terrier, as the supporters the last day were probably called them. But I mean, that'll show you how tough it is. I can see the soft lead angle. It's either him or Dartmouth, isn't it? Dartmouth could make the run in either, but I could see him popping him out in front, all right. And that Flintshire form does stand out. I mean, Flintshire's just so solid crew horse, and to beat him over there as well, he's won. I'm pretty sure Flintshire's won one of those Hong Kong races on his travels.
Yeah, I mean, he's won some decent races, Flintshire, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't worry about that Epsom form with Pevers Moon, because that's Epsom. I mean, it's one of those tracks that you either handle or you don't, isn't it?
Kills, who do you think will come out best out of Wings of Desire and Erupt?
I think Erupt probably. I think Erupt's probably got a bit more pace, and if there isn't much pace in the race, Wings of Desire might struggle. I think he's got it on really. I know he's getting £12 weight for age Wings of Desire, but he's got to bring a bit more to the table, I think.
All right, Graham, have you got a view on that? Either of those two? Can they figure?
the thing with Wings of Desire, I was listening to Frankie Torre's interview the other day. He was saying that he always felt the Derby was coming a little bit too soon. He said we had to rush him out to get him into a couple of maidens. Then we put him in the Dante, and maybe it just come a bit too soon mentally for him. Such a big field round that course. I could see Wings of Desire running well into a place, but I don't think it'd be good enough to win.
Okay, so Graham, to summarise, goes for Sir Isaac Newton. Paul Keeley goes for Highland Reel, and Brennan leans towards Highland Reel, but without Keels' conviction. So that is the King George done and dusted. At 3:55, we've got I think it's the Gigaset International. Do we have the same sort of Giggintown problem with Gigaset, do you think, Brendan, or do you think it's pretty clear cut?
Would it be Giga? Isn't there a thing called a gigabyte?
Yeah, there is. I can't remember what that is. Do you know what's bigger, a gigabyte, a megabyte, or what's the other one?
I'll be disappointed if it's not mega.
It's a giga, isn't it?
Oh,
it?
Right.
Really?
It should be a mega. How can that be bigger than a mega?
Don't they make phones anyway, Gigaset? Is that what they do? I think so.
I don't know.
I had no idea what they did, and then the other day I picked up a telephone, and there it was, Gigaset.
In that case, I'm sure they do.
Well, maybe they make phones.
Unless someone's just so in love with the company they had it daubed on their phone, but I'm sure through their sponsorship.
It was nice to know, anyway.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Okay, well, we'll call it the Gigaset. There's about a zillion runners. Take us through the prices for the front few, please, Paddy Powers, Brendan Duke.
13-2 Favla Breeze a Breeze, 7-1 Susie's Connoisseur, 9-1 Heaven's Guest, 12-1 brings in Flashfire, Mutwathea and Brazos, 14-1 Bossy Guest and 16's Bar.
Graham, who do you think's going to win?
Well, we were sitting there 2 weeks ago, I think it was, talking about the Bunbury Cup, and I mean, a bunch of these ran in that, and I tipped Bossy Guest, and God, one of the worst tips you're ever going to see. I mean, the horse was beaten after 2 strides. It missed the break and just looked completely uninterested, didn't get involved, did run on through the field towards the finish. I've got to give him another chance. He's only running 3 handicaps. He was, I think, 4th in the Guineas behind Glen Eagles last season. He's down to a mark of 103. He's gone down a pound for that race at Newmarket. He was a big eye catcher when he was 6th in the Hunt Cup. Absolutely flew home towards the finish, relishing the stiff uphill finish and the stiff track. And I think possibly this course will definitely suit him better than Newmarket did. I can't give you an explanation for why he ran so badly at Newmarket. He just did not look interested at all. Let's hope that was an aberration and that he comes back to form.
You're going to stay loyal. Keels, who do you think will win?
Yeah, I put a couple up in the weekend or earlier in the week. The one I'm really keenest on is the one who's got the heaviest back, Brazos. He was 33s, he's down to 14s now. A couple of years ago, he was 12-1. He ran in a big 7 furlong handicap at Ascot. He was 12-1, running off a mark of 109. Last year he ran in this race. He was 14-1, running off a mark of 101. Tomorrow he goes in off 92, having won for the first time in ages, and he beat a well-handicapped course specialist at Doncaster. And I just think everything is in perfect position for him to run really well. He handles this course really well. 2 years ago, he won a handicap year very easily off a mark of 95 from a filly who went up just under £20 in the next few weeks. He then ran 6th in the Jersey Stakes, having got so much trouble you wouldn't believe. He'd have been 3rd or 4th if he hadn't. You know, like I said, he was rated 109. He's now running off 92. He used to be trained by Clive Britton. Now with James Tate, he seems to have turned him around. And he's just got a lovely handicap mark. He's also drawn stall 21. Rodders turned his phone off.
G-Rod's phone.
On?
Who is it? Is it the missus?
No.
Unknown number.
There's someone from Newport in Wales.
Really?
It'll be one of those, have you been sold PPI or something like that, you know.
Disaster.
Have you? Is there any meat left on the PPI?
I wish I had, yeah.
Did you do it? Did anyone do any good out of PPI?
No.
Brendan?
I'm not familiar with PPI, Bruce, I have to say.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't know? I mean, we've all had PPI brainwashed into our heads. That adverts down there. It's where if you were sold insurance with your mortgage or whatever years ago and you didn't need it, you can reclaim the money. That's amazing. You don't know what PPI is.
Is it PPI or accidents, isn't it?
Yeah.
The accident you've had in the last few years. Like I get one of them every week.
They love me anyway. Where do they get my number from?
Well,
but they love me.
That's one question. The other one is you're a professional journalist and broadcaster now, G-Rod, and you've got your phone on during a postcast. So, Keels, you're about to reveal the other horse you fancied for the Gigaset.
The other horse was Don't Bother Me. I
wish G-Rod had said that.
He was He was second in the race 2 years ago to Heavy Metal off the same market as he is now. Last year was a bit of a disaster for him. Only raced a couple of times, but he bounced right back to Form 1 really easily a couple of starts ago. One run since in a Group 3 on soft ground wouldn't really have suited him. So I think it'd go well. I think the one who stands out at the wrong price now is Withensea, who was third, finished one place behind Susie's Connoisseur, who's the favourite now, or just about favourite, alongside Le Brise Brise. That race that Susie's they ran in, the first and second stayed in the same position pretty much all the way, in first and second, and Withensea came from miles off the pace. Now everybody has him down as a soft ground horse because his winning's been done on soft ground, but this season's form, his 2 best runs have been on good and good to firm, and they're the best runs of his life. If he is a real soft ground dependent horse, then he's an absolute certainty to win something big in the autumn, but he's a 33 to 1 shot. I don't think he should be as big as he is.
Was it a wrench to a Desert Heaven's Guest?
Yeah, it's always a wrench to Desert Heaven's Guest because he's just such a terrific horse. I mean, finishing second in the Bunbury Cup, he's been in the first 4 in a big handicap at that Newmarket July meeting for the last 4 years now, winning twice. Obviously, he's gone well in this race before. He won it last year. He's won other races at Ascot. No, he didn't win it last year, did he? Yes, he did. And I just wondered that he started to wander around a bit just in the last furlong at Newmarket, and I just thought, although he goes well, he tries on anything. He probably doesn't want the ground as fast as it is.
Okay. I'm still trying to get over the fact that Brendan Duke doesn't know what PPI is. It's like not knowing what seaweed is or music is or something. I mean, that's incredible. You need to Google PPI, definitely, Brendan. But in the meantime, will you be getting a PPI-style windfall by backing the winner of the International Handicap?
Well, if I do, it'll be a nice price. That Nuno Tristan of Fahis. I think he's had 5 or 6 runs for Fahy. Mildly progressive. Jamie, the king of the Ascot straight track, hold-up performer, 20 to 1. Seems a fair price to me.
Okay, excellent. Right, well, the other decent race on the card, and it's a really good card, always one of the highlights, even though we do wish that a few of the bigger guns would go for the King George rather than being roughed off and coming back for the Arc. And like I say, at 2:45, we've got the Princess Margaret Stakes Group 3 and a hot favourite, Brennan.
Yes, Fair Eva, odds on 8 to 11, 8 to 1 joint second favs Kilma and Magical Fire, 11 to 1 Nasimi, 14 to 1 Catches, 16 to 1 How, Cocolada and Seduce Me in 20s bar.
Well, old Roger Charlton's also got a big odds-on shot elsewhere in time test. Will Fair Eva get his afternoon off to a great start, G-Rod, by landing the odds here?
Might do, but not my sort of bet. I mean, it was very impressive first time up. Hard to fault. Could improve bundles, but I'm much more interested in those at bigger prices. Kind of makes the market, and I always like to see them do it again as well. I mean, it's all right winning first time up, but you've got to make the progress to come on and win this Group 3. And I'll take her on with Cocolada of Richard Fahey's. Was very impressed with this one a couple of starts ago. Absolutely rattled home to win at Musselburgh. I thought was a really good bet at Royal Ascot. Stiff 6 furlongs I thought would be ideal. However, I mean, nothing got near Lady Aurelia, wasn't it? I mean, the most stunningly ridiculous performance you've ever seen from a juvenile. It's absolutely bolted up. Cocolada, absolutely no chance. But was given a lot to do, and I don't think the good to soft ground that day would have been ideal. I think if she'd been ridden a bit closer to the pace, she might have finished second, obviously a distant second. She's got the better ground tomorrow. I think Cocolada could run well at big price.
Gills, what do you think will happen?
Yeah, I thought Fair Eva looked the real deal, to be honest. It's not like me to go lumping in at short odds, and I won't back her, but she absolutely slammed Nations Alexander 4 lengths, doing the proverbial handsprings, and Nations Alexander's gone on. Her form puts her in there with all the best ones from here, from Newmarket and the Duchess of Cambridgeshire, the old Cherry Hinton. So if she's as good as she looked then, there's a reason she's favourite for the Guineas. I mean, she's still favourite ahead of the Aidan O'Brien filly who won last night. So I'd imagine she'll win. I hope she does as well. I hope we see a really good performance.
Brendan, race to watch and savour or bet on?
Yes, I think so. I mean, I'm not even sure how much progression she has to make. What figure did you give her there? 96 RPR on debut, a massive run. And even the third's won a couple of races since. Form couldn't have worked out better. She's 8 to 11. I'll watch her win, but I expect her to win.
Splendid. Let's talk about York.
Here's Paddy Power's latest horse racing offer. It's money back as a free bet if your horse finishes second to the SP5 at one meeting every day this month. Paddy Power, you're welcome. Max free bet £25, 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Welcome back. Okay, we did mention that Roger Charlton has a decent chance of mopping up tomorrow. Fair Eva at Ascot, and then the double in the same colours. Khalid Abdullah's colours could be completed at 3:35 with time test, and the market certainly suggests that will happen, doesn't it, Brendan Duke?
Yes, he is 4-11 ahead of Massoub at 7-1, 8-1 Air Pilot, 10-1 Mondial East, and 33's Countermeasure.
The Saturday King, Rafe Beckett, with an 8-1 shot, lads. That's got to be worth an each way bet. Just the flat 5, hasn't it, G-Rod?
Yeah, maybe.
Polite way of saying no.
Time test obviously should win. Sets a good standard. Was very impressive when winning at Sandown first time up. However, did disappoint, didn't he?
Wasn't brilliant in the Eclipse, was it?
Well, no.
Soft ground doesn't want soft ground.
That did him, did it?
You know, it's proper fast ground. It's funny, this race had a really good entry, and to see it only cut up to 5 is a little bit disappointing. But Time Test would have been odds on in a much bigger field, and I think he's got these by the short and curlies. To be honest, he's the best horse under his correct conditions. And if it was a lash down with rain, Air Pilot would be the one that would be interesting. But I don't think that's going to happen. They've had next to no rain since.
But would you want to take 4-11 about?
Well, I don't bet at those prices anyway. But it doesn't mean you have to have a bet on something else in the race. I can't really see him getting beat.
He ran so badly, didn't he? York in the international.
In the international.
I know it was a strange race.
That was a strange race. It was his first time in Group 1 company. I think we can forgive him that. He was running against better horses than he's running against.
Some horses just don't take to the track.
Well, it's funny enough. I had a sneaky peek at Ronwood's spotlight for this race, which being tomorrow's Racing Post, and he's opposed time test because he's made that exact point. Some horses don't take to York.
But wasn't it good to soft at York back then?
It was.
It was on the easy side.
It was.
I'd give him a chance on fast ground, but then again, I'm not going to go and have an 1100 to 4.
You never know.
I certainly wouldn't, with the worries over
All right, but
the track.
if the sort of person who does bet odds on, or maybe wants to use this as the basis of an accumulator, is this a real safe one, G-Rod? It sounds like you've got your doubts.
Well, I think that he should win, but I don't like taking short prices at York at all, because it's just I don't know why, and nobody seems to explain it. But some horses go there, some horses don't.
Personally, I think there's too much is made of that.
Funny
some
old
horses
track.
go at some tracks, and
I agree with that.
and not other tracks.
He's listening to Tom Siegel too much. He's just so down on York, isn't he?
But Mondial East loves it there, he's got good form at York. He's the sort of horse that could make a big step up for the track. He's not got that much to find either. He's got £6 to find on official figures.
Not on his best form, he hasn't. But I mean, he's sort of been missing 2 runs this year, isn't
Okay,
he?
well, look, I mean, there is each way potential here. Quarter the 2. If you don't think Countermeasure's out a runner in this, then you kind of quarter, the 2 and a 4 horse race. Are you saying, G-Rod, that there's a bit of mileage in Mondial East each way? Or
and O'Meara's runners. I mean,
O'Mara.
Yes,
O'Mara, they've not been flying, have they? They've only recently begun to really fire. I just wonder if you might see a better performance from Mondial East.
So might you chuck a few quid each way at him?
Yeah, I'd probably be tempted to do the reverse forecast. Time test surely can't be out the 2, even if he does run slightly below par for the track, and take Mondial East with him.
Kills, will you be betting on this race?
No.
Definitely not.
No, can't see me doing that at all.
Really?
Yeah, but most unusual. I know a race on TV, not having a bet on. But
Brendan, will you be betting on it?
Yes, I think I'll press the pink button on time test.
You'll be having a little lay, will you?
Yeah, well, I mean, usually it takes a lot of imagination to see a 4-11 shot getting beat. But for the reasons Graham and Ron Wood went through, there's actually quite a lot lined up against him, and he really isn't that far clear. He's kind of priced up on what he could do on fast ground because of that run in Ascot last year, which had the time guys salivating. But he's 121. He's up against 116, 115. Air Pilot, all right. The ground isn't great. For 4-11, it's very short. I think you could take him on at that price.
Okay, 410 Sky Bet Dash. How do you bet, Brendan Duke?
Tanzil 9-2 Fav, 11-2 Kimberella, 7-1 Intisab, 10-1 Ninjago and Lexington Abbey, 12-1 Judicial and See the Sun, 14's Piper's Note and Tatlasu, and 16's Bar.
G-Rod, who wins?
I was really strong on Tanzil when it won this race last year, but I don't know what's happened since. I mean, I just wonder if he's one of these horses that got loads and loads of ability and only shows it every now and again. I know first time up was probably a pipe opener, and he's back down. I think he's only £1 or £2 higher than when he won it last year. He's got obvious chance, but not at the price for me. Arctic Feeling is the bet. Likes York, and course and distance winner. Last time out at the track, 5 furlongs, flew home. Give him another furlong, I think he'd have won that race. Obviously, that was a 5 furlong race, completely different, but it was nevertheless eye-catching. He's back down to his last winning mark, and he's quite a big price.
25 to 1, G-Rod.
Yeah, slower ground would be ideal. I mean, all his best form is with cut, but...
What have we got by way of a weekend weather forecast, chaps? Anyone had a
pretty much
look?
dry everywhere, I think.
Seems that way.
That's what
It was fast enough when he finished 6th there last time, so I'm happy to take a chance at 25.
Oh, I've got a new weather app for you, by the way, chaps. I know you like your weather apps. Fresh Air. It's absolutely brilliant. Look, it's got this really nice thing where you can sort of track it along, and the temperature goes up and down. See, really nice, lovely, that isn't it?
Minute by minute.
Yeah, minute by minute, and it gives you a percentage chance of precipitation.
Do you reckon I can still get it wrong by the minute?
Oh yeah. It's another really nice way of getting it completely wrong. But I'm going to see what they think it's going to be like by way. If there's going to be any rain at York. No, it's going to be a lovely day. It's going to be a huge crowd as well, massive crowd. They're virtually sold out,
Well, they always attract huge crowds, York,
They do.
don't they?
It's a lovely track, though, isn't it?
It is a lovely track. It should be a lively atmosphere, let's say, shall we?
Okay.
Keels, who's going to win this?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to come to me because you want to find out who's going to win, don't you? The most progressive horse in the lineup for me is Intisar. As ex-Dermot Weld, formerly owned by Hamdan Almwick Tomb, taken time to acclimatise with David O'Mara, but now really coming into form. Finished second at Ascot and then should probably have won his last 3. He was second 2 starts ago over this course and distance on a day when you had to be drawn low. I think it was the big sprint, the big 3-year-old sprint won by Mr. Lupton from Dancing Star. 4 of the first 5 were drawn 1, 2, 3 and 4 that day. Intisar came through, absolutely slaughtered everything on his side of the track and just got beat by one on the other side. He came out at air afterwards and he just sat at the back and came through and won pretty much as Shelley Burkett liked. No recourse to the whip. Rated 93, she takes £3 off. He's drawn 14 again, so I hope the draw bias isn't the same as it has been. But looking at the past history of this, the draw bias at York, it's not set in stone. It seems to change from meeting to meeting. There have been loads of winners from this on the high side and down the middle of the track, so that doesn't really bother me. And I just think it's probably the best handicap horse. One of those that Omar is just going to keep taking up and up and up.
Have you already steamed in at a big price?
I've taken 12 to 1 earlier in the week. There was 24 entries then. There's 16 now. 7 to 1's probably fair. I can see the Tanzil angle. Tongue tie is back on. Wasn't on in the Bunbury Cup. And obviously Kimberella is just super consistent. You can understand why he's favourite, but he is actually now £12 higher than when he last won a race.
Brendan, who's your fancy?
I will take a chance on Judicial. The problem with this horse is he's a bit tricky at the stalls, but he's certainly not exposed. And if he does get it right at the stalls, which he does occasionally, it seems to be one good, one bad. I think he'd have a big chance off that mark.
OK, we'll round up the rest of the Saturday stuff in just a mo.
Here's Paddy Power's latest horse racing offer. It's money back as a free bet if your horse finishes second to the SP5 at one meeting every day this month. Paddy Power, you're welcome. Max free bet £25, 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Welcome back, Bruce Millington, Graham Rodway, Paul Keeley and Paddy Powers. Brendan Duke are chewing over the Saturday action. We've done Ascot, we've done York. Now then, chaps, we're about to do the best bets of the day, but before we do that, an opportunity for each of you to just cover off any other horses that you think the listeners might know about but aren't your actual nap. So we've got Chester, we've got Newmarket, we've got Newcastle. G-Rod, anything else you want to tell us about that isn't the nap?
I do love a bit of Newmarket on a sunny day on a Saturday. You can't beat it down there, the July course. I was there last week. Yeah, beautiful day. Plenty of winners as well, which obviously always...
Do you drive or are you able to have a tincture?
Yeah, no, I drive down there and, in the family enclosure, free donkey rides and, free Punch and Judy.
I hope you ain't getting on a donkey, mate.
No, quite. They need
Poor
PPI
donkey.
for a donkey.
No, it was a cracking day there. And, yeah, there's a couple there. I mean, we're all going to say, everyone will know that Dubai is an absolute certainty for I think the opener was a huge eye catcher at the Newmarket July meeting. Will go off about 2 to 5. It's a better bet at that price than Time Test is, that's for sure.
I hope you're not putting a 2 to 5 shot.
No, but it'll win. That's
like Dubai, but with an apostrophe instead of the U, isn't it?
Yeah. It'll probably go off even 2 to 7 or 1 to 5. But I mean, if you can get 2 to 5,
so we know this donkey, right? And there's no 2 to 5 shots going to. Is there anything worth telling us about?
There's a cracking race. I think it's the next one or the one after. It's a fillies race, Spangled and Sharaka, I think. Yeah, that's a cracking race, that one. Also Bashara, is it, or Bahara? One of those two. I find this a really hard race to punt on because I'm a huge fan of Spangled. I backed it at big price at Royal Ascot. Love it, think it'll improve this season. But Sharaka was a big eye catcher at Sandown last time, and I'll probably back Sharaka at the 2. I think they could finish first and second.
OK, so the question was, is there anything else you fancy? Graham went on for about 5 minutes and didn't tell us anything that was informative, except there's Punch and Judy if you want to take the kids for a day out. Keels, anything you want to tell us that punters might actually be able to cash in on?
Yeah, I can give you a few, actually.
Give us 3.
I'll give you 3. Right, one at Newmarket.
We don't care why, just who and when.
Well, you can't. You've got to tell people
All
why.
right, very succinct.
I will be succinct, yeah. Projection. In the 3:45 at Newmarket, was 4th to Dancing Star in that big handicap. He's got a bit of ground to make up with a couple who finished ahead of him, but that was his first run of the season. Roger Charlton is going to have a good day, and Projection will be the best price of his, I'd have thought. We go back to York in the 3 o'clock or 3:05. I don't know where it is, but down the bottom, David Barron's got one.
There is a 3 o'clock, yeah.
3 o'clock, above the rest. Now, he's only had 2 starts with David Barron, hasn't shown that much, but he's dropped back to his last winning mark, and he's got a hood on for the first time. David Barron doesn't run too many horses in a first-time hood. In fact, he did it twice last year. Both of them won. When we go back to Ascot, and I'm going to give one more chance to Hugo Palmer's Zodiacos, who I thought might be able to see out 10 furlongs at Newmarket last time, but quite patently didn't. He gets fast ground at a mile.
That's in the 320,
in the
is
320, yeah. Josephine Gordon taking £3 off. I think he will run a big race.
You a fan of hers, Josephine Gordon?
I am, yeah. I'd quite like to have seen her in the Shergar Cup, but obviously they wanted Hayley. No problem with that, really. But it would be good to see a jockey, an up-and-coming jockey, and they get more chances to ride for people.
She'll get her chances.
Yeah, she will do. Yeah,
She'll get her chances. Brendan, before we do the naps, anything you want to let us know about?
I wouldn't put up any bets. There's some interesting 2-year-old races. The first in Ascot looks a right heat, and that Broken Stones, who ran well at the July meeting, he runs in Newmarket. So I look forward to watching those races, but not betting on them. Time
for the chaps' best bets for Saturday, the 23rd of July.
If he doesn't win, I will be absolutely staggered. I think it's a stone-cold certainty.
I can't believe we've ditched Steve's lovely new soprano version of This Will Not Be Beaten. OK. Right, Graham Rodway.
First race at Ascot, Dubai Hero. Saeed bin Surur was impressed with the way this won first time out in Newmarket's July meeting. The form's already been franked by the runner-up. We'll need to improve, but looks sure to come on for the debut, and I think he'll win. Dubai Hero in the opener.
He did look good, didn't he? I must admit, that sparked memories. Yeah, that was a good one. OK, Kills, what are you going to go for?
Yeah, we're going to go for the one at the price. Brazos in the 3:55 at Ascot, around 14 to 1. If the going stick is any guide, he's in the right place in stall 21.
And Brendan Duke.
There's a filly of David Watchman's running in the 4:55 at Goran tomorrow called Posing. Now, it's been a very difficult season for Watchman this year, but there's a few signs that he's turned the corner. This has only run 3 times. Step up and trip should suit. Probably.
I actually fancy one of his in the first there. It's called Winter.
Okay.
Could he have a double?
Well, he's certainly good. I expect him to start banging in the winners soon enough. He's got to have some well-handicapped horses. What is the first? Is that a maiden?
It's a maiden, and it was a huge eye-catcher first time out. And David Watchman always says that if he's win first time out, they must be group performers because they always desperately need it. So I expect a huge amount of improvement.
You'd have thought that name would have been nicked by now, wouldn't you? Winter.
Yeah. They like those one-word names, don't they? Cool more.
So does everyone.
Well drawn as well, significantly at Goran.
Okay, and what's everyone doing this weekend? You'll be. Is the Nipper too young to ride on a donkey or appreciate the delights of punching?
He did go on a donkey. He loved it. Yeah, but he did have to have me holding him all the way around because he's far too young. One would definitely have come off. But obviously a lot better for the donkey.
But you're going to Newmarket tomorrow. Yeah?
I'll be working tomorrow. I'm off Sunday, so probably do some stuff around the house.
Okay, jolly good. Keels?
Tomorrow will probably be all about hangover recovery.
Well, where are you tonight?
I'm just out locally in London Bridge.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And
what's the occasion?
Just meeting up with the old weekender editor, Fleur, and a couple of lads from the office. So
she can drink, can't she?
She can drink, yeah. And they're going to have a big head start on me as well by the time I get out of here. So I'll be looking to catch up. But, yeah, tomorrow will be a write-off. Sunday will be all about preparing for Goodwood. I'll be getting a lot of stuff ahead and a lot of study done.
And Brendan, what's the rota dealt you with this weekend?
I'm working all weekend.
Oh, that's a shame.
I've had a good run of late. I mean, it's give and take, this game.
Well, it's a massive week next week, isn't it? Goodwood and Galway. The two meetings shouldn't be on the same week. It's absolutely ludicrous, but they'll never change. They'll never move. So we're stuck with it. We've got to embrace and enjoy it. It's going to be absolutely superb. Let's get a quick nap from the chaps for either Goodwood or Galway. Graham Rodway, you go first.
I'm sure that Blaine is being lined up for the Stewards' Cup by David Nichols. He obviously loves it at Goodwood over the years. Had loads and loads of winners there. Absolutely bolted up at Epsom's. Run 2 disappointing races since. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Gets in nicely in the Stewards' Cup. Decent price. That's Blaine.
So that's Blaine for Graham next Saturday at Goodwood. Keels?
Yeah, I discussed this with Rodders. I discussed Goodwood with Rodders earlier on. He said he always loses at that meeting. For me, Goodwood is the licence to print money out of all the festivals. I really love it, and I always go in there full of confidence. And hopefully, I haven't spoilt it by saying that, but I don't believe in any of that anyway. So, I'd say curb your enthusiasm in the Goodwood Cup. Absolutely waiting for ages for this horse to get 2 miles on very fast ground, which it looks like he's going to get for the first time in his life. And I'm absolutely certain that he's a proper at least Group 2 stayer in the making, and I expect him to win.
OK, I'm just trying to think. Goodwood Cup is on Thursday, isn't it?
Thursday, yeah.
3:10 on Thursday. Brendan, you going to go to Goodwood or Galway for your nap next week?
Goodwood. I'm in danger of repeating myself, though, Bruce. This Donnacha, the Betfred Mile.
Of course, you love Donker, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love him as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
Not as much as Brendan. He saw him first.
He's going to need a low draw and a lot of luck the way he's ridden around there.
He never gets it either.
But he will one day. That's why he's a cliff horse.
Yeah, but will he get it at Goodwood? I mean, that race you normally want to be ridden up reasonably close to the pace because you just don't get a run.
All right, look, you're just trying to, you're just coming after my cliff
No,
horse with
Brendan,
logic and reason here.
Brendan,
I'm not having any of this.
I will probably back him as well, to be fair, but not with any confidence.
Nah, that's a fair shape. But I'll chance him. That's what I do.
Splendid stuff. Thank you, Graham. Thank you, Mr. Keeley, and thank you, Brendan. Do join us on Monday. We'll look back at the King George and look ahead to those 2 magnificent festivals in England and Ireland.
The Racing Postcast, in association with Paddy Power, they prize support UK and Irish racing the night before.